I talk about quarterly stories, which is my graphic novel that I handwrite, hand letter, and hand ink, and then hand to you, hopefully someday in print. But until that day, it's available serialized online at quarterlystories.com. It's a very personal story to me about faith and mental illness. And this is the vlog where I document the process and the progress of creating that graphic novel, on top of being a full-time art director, a full-time husband, and a full-time father. Holy crap, I'm on my way home from work. I was headed to work, and the 210 is closed. And then the 118 was closed. Every freeway near there is closed, and basically it looks like our workplace is on the brink of doing an evacuation because there's like these massive fires going on in the San Fernando Valley that are literally shutting down freeways. And I don't know if you can hear this wind, but that's not just a bad camera. Like, that's not a bad microphone. That is literally how intensely strong the wind is right now. Heard on the news that it was about somewhere like I think they said something like 70 miles per hour is the speeds of a lot of these winds. And so I've just basically got all the way to my work area, and then to turn around and come back home because there's just no way to get to work, has literally taken like 2 hours, because it was just bumper to bumper for a while there. So hopefully where I work is okay, and hopefully the employees that I have there are safe, and hopefully they'll evacuate when they need to. But man, that was just crazy interesting. So that's going on. And then aside from that, I'm heading home. I was gonna head to work, and like I said, there was no physical way for me to get to work. So on the plus side, I have the day off. On the downside, there's a lot of destruction, and a lot of people I know who live in that area. Hopefully their houses and stuff are okay. I don't know if you guys saw the news. So anyhow, so that's craziness, and that's what I'm going to be, dealing with that madness. So we'll see how it pans out. I'm on my commute home, and it has been insane. So I work in the San Fernando Valley, and the San Fernando Valley has been on fire. And there's fires raging all throughout California right now. And I have a bit of a cold, and then today at work it feels like I've been inhaling smoke all day because our building's like right next to the evacuated line of Sylmar. And so, which neighbors, like pretty much mirrors, they're almost like the same city, at least from what I understand. So today's been like absolutely insane. Plumes of smoke everywhere, basically just fires happening all the time. On a plus side, I fixed my car, so I'm back in the Honda, which is probably more familiar for those of you who follow my vlogs that I record on my commute. Not all of my vlogs are recorded on my commute, but on a day like today where it took me an hour to get on the freeway, which is usually a 5-minute drive, to get just on the freeway, because like yesterday, all lanes were closed, like a bunch of the freeways were closed, and so I had no way to actually get to work. It was an insane day, and I had to, over the phone, hopefully instruct my staff on kind of how to deal with the fire and what we were going to do and stuff like that. It's just been nuts. And so now, and I have a couple people on my team whose like houses have been evacuated because they've been evacuated from their houses because they're in a danger area. It's close to these massive fires. And so, yeah, I mean, like this one in particular, I think they're calling the Creek Fire, but there's just fires all over California right now. It's nuts. Southern California. So, speaking of imperfect conditions from my last vlog, it could always be worse. Your house could be on fire. That's just something I've realized in these last few days. But man, it's been tough. It's been tough because we're short-staffed. Catalog season is pending, and now we have fires everywhere, and we have to deal with the smoke at our workplace, which is very difficult to kind of like work and be inhaling smoke. Now, keep in mind, it's not like that bad, but it does feel like you've been sitting next to a campfire for like 8 hours, and it gets to your lungs. And that's coming from somebody who's an ex-smoker, so I'm used to inhaling a lot of smoke. And this is different. So, I'm heading home, and it's already backed up. So I'm guessing that I may not even make it home in time to do Artcasters. I'm hoping that's not the case, but that's a possibility at this point. That, is just part of reality right now. You can't really control, when fires happen. And so all you can really control is your reaction to them. But it's going to be a pretty difficult day. So yesterday I got a little bit further on my comic. Pretty happy with that. I also managed to... We did our jam session, my band, and we worked on a few songs. And we tried out the new drummer. The new bassist wasn't able to show up because some stuff came up and he was sick. But he's going to show up next Tuesday, and things went super well with the drummer. He's really good. He's really talented. I think once he gets in the flow of the songs and understands the structure of the songs, I think that we're going to have, the beginnings of what could be a pretty rad band, which is kind of exciting. So yeah, so there's that. So that was an alright day. I mean, it was stressful because of all the fire stuff, and like I said, I had headed all the way to work on the 210. The route I take ends up on the 210, and the point that I was on the 210, they actually shut the entire freeway down. So it was an interesting exercise in human behavior, because I was sitting in traffic. All of the exits off of the freeway are closed. They just closed the freeway, and people, when they're stuck in traffic like that for 30 or 40 minutes without moving, just start freaking out. So people were driving backwards on the on-ramps. They decided to drive off, and people were cutting each other off and just kind of freaking out. And it was really intense and kind of insane. And so since I couldn't even get to work, I had to drive home, and it took me about 3.5 hours to 4 hours to get home, because like I said, this has just been really crazy. And if you're curious, just you Google Creek Fire in California. It's this massive fire. And the last vlog I was recording, I think I mentioned, because I was experiencing a lot of wind, the car, I just had to correct the car was driving a lot, and I didn't quite understand what was going on. But I'm suspecting now that I think a lot of that was the beginnings of the fire causing traffic on the freeway, and then also that's the crazy wind that's making these fires right now really hard to put out, because they can't fly. Most of these are in mountainy areas, and they can't fly the big planes that can drop all that pink stuff that they put out fires with like, you know, those giant fixed wing aircrafts that they fly over fires on hills and stuff to put them out. Well, they can't really get them in the air because the wind is like 60 miles per hour, so the likelihood of a crash is extremely high. So they're having to kind of make do with like these little helicopter drops, which, you know, work, but as far as I understand it, you know, they're not going to be able to drop as much water as like a giant cargo plane. So yeah, so it's just been really fascinating and interesting. And once again, it's like all a matter of perspective. But man, it's been crazy. And it kind of bums me out because I want to work on my comic, and it feels like this has just been a week of like, you know, of testing on every level. Like I mentioned a couple of vlogs back that, you know, my wife and I are struggling financially, and to have to replace 4 tires on a car and then also redo the alignment and stuff gets pricey. And so now that's an extra debt to pay off when we're trying to like pinch and save money. It's been a lot of kind of testing of my patience, you know. And I know it sounds like I'm complaining, because I kind of am, but it's just reality, you know. It's just one of those things that, you know, we're gonna deal with because stuff came up. Like, you kind of can't control that stuff. A lot of the times you can't control when your car is gonna go out, or when an accident happens, or when, you know, whatever it is. Like, circumstances are always relatively, actually more than relatively, more out of control, I think, than most people realize. And then when you're reminded of how little control you have over your circumstances, it can be a kind of scary, frustrating thing. But that's another thing that I have to remind myself of, is the fact that, like, I never really was in control. I'm actually pretty fortunate to be in a car that's running right now. Like, that's a pretty good thing. I'm fortunate to have a job. I'm fortunate, you know, the building I work at didn't burn down, and I'm hoping it doesn't burn down tomorrow. I doubt it will, because the fire line's fairly far away from the building, but it's close enough to where I'd be a little worried. And so, yeah, just kind of a crazy year, man. Crazy month. And just totally insane. So yeah, so hopefully I'll get home in time to do like what I want to do when I get home. I want to do some yoga. I want to do my workout, and I want to do Artcasters. And I figured during Artcasters, at least I can get my comic done, and also post the next page on Tapas, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. I have no idea how to pronounce that site, but since I'm hosting quarterly stories on Tapas as well now, I'm trying to do my updates every Wednesday night, because that just kind of works. So that's my goal, and we'll kind of see if I hit it. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about Artcasters tonight, because the guy we have on is a friend of Scott's, and I think he knows him through like drink and draws and stuff. But he seems like a guy who's been doing freelance illustration full-time for a while. And it'll be nice to talk to somebody who's freelancing currently, because it's been, you know, 4 years or so since, like, that was my bread and butter for a really long period of time of my life. That's all I did. And I always get excited because I did it for so long to talk shop with somebody currently doing it. It's pretty fascinating how much like complexity it is being in management when something like a fire really close to your building breaks out. Like, that's really super interesting. I've never had to deal with that before, and it's a new experience. Let's see what else. Well, I'm excited about the drummer. I know I mentioned it, but it's like you never know when you when you decide to jam with new people or try somebody out. You never know how well you guys are gonna gel. You never know like exactly how badly or how well it'll work out. And luckily, like I said, it seemed to work out. He seems to have some chops, so I think that it might be feasible. But yeah, so so I'm now, you know, getting in traffic and hoping that it doesn't just suck the whole way home. So it's like a line of red lights at this point. Yeah, so we'll see how I do. I'll try to kind of follow up with you guys either tonight, or since there's Artcasters tonight, maybe I'll follow up on Thursday to let you know how everything goes. But it's also, I wanted to say, been really cool to be hearing from you guys in the comment section. It's been nice to hear your viewpoints, your struggles, you know, what your thoughts are on the videos, and kind of like figure out exactly where, you know, where you think the vlog should go, what kind of things you want to hear on the vlog. And it's just nice to be back. It's weird now that I'm back. It feels like, how did I ever not do back? Like, how did I ever you know, like, avoid getting back into vlogging? Alright, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of footage of this crazy traffic, because it is nuts, and then I will see you guys in a little bit. So, I'm sick still. It's morning, I'm on my way to work because it's catalog season. So whether I'm sick or not, I need to get to work to make sure that thing gets delivered. I think we have like a day to get it done. So, pretty tense. The other thing that's basically, you know, going on is these massive fires, like the Creek Fire. And the Creek Fire is in Silmar, which borders San Fernando, and it's actually like I could walk to the evac area from my work. So that'll be interesting to kind of get through the day. You know, it's not too bad, but like the smoke is pretty bad on your throat. And then aside from the fact that I'm already kind of have a sore throat and I'm sick, so it'll be an interesting day. But what's cool, what's kind of good news, is I managed to finish pencils for my next page of quarterly stories. And so I'm probably going to work on inking that tonight, and I'll hopefully show you a little footage of that. I'm very happy with it, and I'm happy that I finished penciling an entire page. I'll show it to you guys, but the cool thing was, yesterday we did Artcasters. One of my favorite things about doing Artcasters was Scott Circland and our guest Freelance Fridge. Yesterday was, which you can check out on his channel. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but the Artcasters show rotates between our two channels. Anyhow, so the advantage of that is it's like hanging out with buddies every week, and we get a ton done. Like I ended up probably getting about 2 panels more done than I would have having that company with me while I was working on it, which is a lot. It's a good thing. So yeah, so that's good. I'm on target with the comic. I haven't been able to keep up with my exercise. My wife very kindly pointed out yesterday that I'm sick, so of course I should probably do my regular exercise routine. It's like my lungs and my my throat and my body probably just need rest. That's gonna make me feel a little better. So yeah, so that's what's going on. Hopefully the fires aren't too crazy. If I see anything interesting, I'll try to film it. And that's that. So yeah. But following up from last night, I was successful and more successful than I thought. I thought I'd just get maybe a panel or two done, and it turns out I finished the page. So yeah, persistence is paying off, and I think I'm pretty close to done with the second issue. Like I'm almost at that 64 page point, which is exciting. Although I think the second issue is probably going to run. I initially estimated like 32 pages, and I'm thinking it's going to be 36. So my throat's terrible. I'm going to get going, but I hope you guys are doing okay, and I'll see you when I hopefully get home tonight. On my way home, today was not half as bad as I thought it would be. The smoke from the fires appears to have kind of cleared a little bit. The traffic, like I'm actually on the freeway. I only had to stay about 30 minutes of overtime, which in catalog season is not too bad. And I feel confident in the team that is working on it, that they're gonna do a good job, get it done. And I like having a team that I can trust and rely on. And I feel a lot less anxiety this year for this time of year. And along with that, I feel a little better. Like I feel a little less sick. I was feeling really sick earlier, and I thought ahead before I went to work. Just got some, like Tylenol, cold stuff, and used that all day, and that actually helps me feel a lot better today. So feeling pretty confident, and I'm looking forward to getting home and getting to inking, which is my favorite part of the process of comics. It's really fun to do, and I also find it easier to kind of film that process because it's so meticulous. So yeah, so it's kind of an exciting time. So that's coming up tonight, and then I'm hoping that I might be able to feel up to exercising. But I'm going to go easy on myself because of the fact that I'm sick. And so, while it's important to build habits and routines, it's also important not to do things that would exacerbate sickness, like yoga and all of that. But I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I'm just going to kind of listen to how my body, what my body is saying when I get home, as cheesy as that sounds. So, yeah. I'm also just like constantly plagued with the thought of like getting rid of my beard. For those of you who follow the vlog, you're probably familiar with me having a beard and probably used to it at this point. But, it was only a little bit before the vlog that I decided to grow the beard. And there were many reasons for growing the beard. One of them was, for some reason, when you have a beard, people tend to take what you say a lot more seriously, view you as somebody with authority. I don't know why, but I have noticed that psychological difference between the way people treat me unbearded and the way people treat me bearded. So there's all sorts of advantages to the beard, but there's also the side of me that I wouldn't mind kind of going beardless for a little bit. Kind of miss seeing my face when I look in the mirror occasionally. Not that I like my face that much, but it's not too bad of a face. But I think my wife likes the beard, so I'm probably going to stick with the beard because I have all these advantages with the beard. Like, my wife digs it. It makes people view me as having more authority, and people view me as a lot older than I look without my beard. I look more my age. And I also kind of enjoy the beard, but it is one of those weird things where for the last like 3 months, every morning I've woken up, I've just been feeling this beard and this kind of weight of like, should I shave it off today? Should I get rid of it? I don't know. So, if you guys have any ideas on that, let me know in the comments section. Yeah. So, the fires, like, I'm hoping that they're dying down, because it seems like there was a lot less smoke and a lot less feeling of imminent danger and threat, which is a good thing. Alright, it is Saturday. I made it to Saturday. Yesterday we completed the catalog, at least uploaded it to the printer, which is cool. So I was at work till about 9 o'clock p.m. And then I got home and did that last panel, the second panel that you see being inked. So if you hear noise, that's my son. He's got like a awesome like voice changing machine that he's really obsessed with. I'm super sick, so I'm going to probably take it easy and lay low. Hopefully ink panel 3 and just keep moving forward. But I just realized I have probably about a 30-minute vlog here of just little vlogs I did. Oh, by the way, update on the fires too. Like, you know, yesterday at work, I didn't like smell any smoke. It seems like the fire is getting more and more contained, so that's pretty awesome. So not really a huge concern anymore. And then, you know, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a little more progress done on the comic. I hope you guys are having a good time out there. And I wanted to say thank you to those of you who've subscribed, commented, liked, and shared this YouTube channel. Please forgive me for the crazy hair. I'm just super sick. But yeah, it means a lot. It helps this channel keep growing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe by just clicking the subscribe button. And I hope this wasn't too long of a vlog, and I hope you guys are having a good art week. Alright, I'll talk to you guys probably, you know, tomorrow. I'll probably keep these vlogs going. So, alright, talk to you later.